Hey y'all, no more drama. Hey, hi everybody. Diane Stone, good evening. Beans mom, hey beautiful. Hey Auntie Devetta, how are you guys? Day one, stay one. How are you? Hey Miss Cynthia, how everybody doing? Trying to wait for a few more people to come in. Sorry y'all. Braids a little tight. In the Nova Glow, hello, how are you? Hey. Y'all tonight, trying to get back to my thing, get back to what we like to do, inspire, and just really chop it up and conversate. Um, and tonight I want to talk about making better decisions and how wanting to always get that lick back is only setting you back. Um, it's so many people out here in the YouTube land that have opinions, and with that being said, you're entitled to your opinion. Um, but with an opinion, opinions really don't have any value. And not saying that you're not valued as a person, not saying that you're not worthy as a person, but an opinion is just like, that's yours. It's your opinion. It only matters to you. It carries no value, it carries no weight. When people speak on opinions, they mostly speaking from a fleshly point, an emotional state. um and a lot of times when we speak on opinions, it is very emotional for whatever reason. um hey Miss Helen, how are you? Good afternoon or good evening. It's 8 o'clock, 8:10. So just to reiterate, making better decisions, I want to say this is just me for talking to you guys, fully just trying to get an understanding, just having a conversation. um Making better decisions, you gotta be able to say no more drama. Making better decisions, you gotta be at that place in your life where you're saying, I want better. Making better decisions, you gotta say, I want different results. Making better decisions, you gotta be at a place where you're saying, okay, I done been on this road long enough. Um, a change has gotta come. The same storms keep arising. Um, just making better decisions. I think it comes a lot of times with wisdom, y'all. And I'm going to say this, and I say this wholeheartedly. I am constantly telling people on here all the time, people on in this sector that for some reason like to get their lip back. People in this sector for some reason think that throwing stones or saying hurtful things and tearing down another person makes them bigger. In that moment, you may feel good about the things you say. In that moment, you may feel good about the reactions you get from other people because it makes you feel like you're popular. But long term, it will affect only you. Long term is something that you will have to hone. Hey Trey, how are you? Hey Tracy Davis, how you doing? Um, something I, I talked on maybe a day or two ago about instant gratification. Nothing of value comes instantly. Anything you get fast, anything that you get real fast, you never keep. And if I'm wrong, if somebody can name one thing you can get very fast and you can keep it. And I gave an example, even with fast food. Most fast food go right through you. Most people defecate it right out. It's like a laxative to most people. If I'm wrong, I may be. Everybody's anatomy is not the same. But anything fast never stays. Now, hit the like button for me, y'all. When speaking on storms, and you know, I take notes. Everybody got an opinion on how you're supposed to deal with your storm. Everybody got an opinion on what they think you should do in your storm. Cool. Again, an opinion. Matter of fact, let's look it up. Absolutely, Helen. Absolutely. Hey Siri, what's the meaning of opinion?
Opinion means a view or judgment formed about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge.
Thank you.
Of course.
Siri is telling us opinion is a view or, listen to what she said, judgment, not necessarily based off a fact. A view or judgment. Now, thank you, Lord. With that being said, y'all follow me. And people don't, everybody ain't gonna get it. I know they not. When you are brought into this world, we always say this, only God can judge me. Folks good for saying it when they in the middle of being in a mess. Me, you, all of us have. Only God can judge me. But how many of us sit in that very seat that we sitting in right now, standing on them feet, and we point fingers at everybody else for doing the same thing that we're guilty of ourselves? Listen to me, and I'm going to say this over and over again. A dog that brings you a bone will take you one back. He gonna pick up one back. Listen to what I'm finna say. In being in this sector, I have learned so many things. People that come to me and tell me what somebody else said are the very people that are going back telling them. That's why when people talk, when people tell you something, never utter a word. Never utter a word. Listen to what I'm telling you. You don't have to say anything. When you have the ammunition, when you have what it already takes, you do not have to always be in a line of defense. It's already there. It is well. Helen, I always said an opinion is absolutely. I say this all the time. My grandma said, you never chase a rumor or a lie. You never chase that. If you know it ain't true, if you know, I can't speak for everybody because I'm going to say this. With experience, I had to learn this. And this goes with the saying. Y'all know the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That ain't true. Everybody can't deal with words. Verbal attacks can cut you deeper than physical attacks because it hurts the heart. It attacks your mentality. When people are hurt, when people are damaged, when that's what they do, okay? Keep following me. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to a person's opinion, a view, or a judgment, that is necessarily not a fact. Opinions are boiled on emotion. So they'll grab anything and everything to tear down, to attack, to provoke, to prone, to discard, to anything. Even if it means sacrificing you or me. If people know me as well as they say they do, and I mean know me in the YouTube land, I have never called a phone. I have never inboxed anyone. I have never made any video about any content creators, anything. That is not my motive. I have no malicious intent at all. But for some reason, my epilepsy came about. They talk about my teeth. Anything they think that may hurt or harm me. And with that being said, the more arousals that they get from the words that they say, the more entertaining they think they may be. So then in the middle of that, it's like a tornado. So they think that, it's like a comedy, it's like comedy. You're giving jokes, people laughing and clapping, and it's entertainment. So at that point, it is what it is. But then that's when I say about boundaries. When you take the initiatives to cross a line, and it's cool when it's adult to adult, okay, that's fine. But when you go to call in folks' phone, and most phones have call ID, numbers are on them. Most phones are traceable. I say it all the time, especially when you're in a position where you need where it needs to be done anyway. And that's neither here nor there. My question is, at what point? What's the point? What's the motive? Because if your malicious intent is to be carried, are you making better decisions? Are you getting your lick back? What is your final? What are you gaining from what you're doing? And that's what I want to talk about today. When we as adults, and we're in a process and we're doing things and you're thinking things through, because I don't think sometimes you think it through and you react. At the end of the day, can you honestly say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe that was too far? Because when I say this, I'm merely here to say everyone has an opinion. Everyone has the ability to speak whenever they want to. Everyone can get their lit back. Anybody they want to can do that exact tactic if they choose to. But at the end of the day, you choosing that tactic, you need to know that there are also consequences to that route. And that's why I say my lie today is like, when you're making better decisions, you want different results. And that's why I have always tried to say, when I come out here, it's cool. It's cool, you guys. It's okay. I get it. I appreciate it. But it be the very ones when I tell you a dog that brings a bone are the ones that's taking it back. There are it's evident that it's critical and it's evident. But in this in it and you know you guys what's and this is from listen to me. What's sad is there's so much similarity. There's so much common ground between the women, between us women. Um, and it saddens me to see. It is because it's been when you look at it when it's put before you, successors that are on a platform and they look. I want you to watch it was put before me videos of 40, 50, 60, and it's just sad because not only that, it is what it is. I can't speak for nobody else but me. And I just pray, and I'm really sincere when I say this. I pray that God looks at this in the end and says, I see your intentions. I see what you were trying to do. Not once have I ever came and made anyone feel like they weren't welcome here. Even the ones that came here and Prince had to, like my mom would have to cut them off because they had to be condescending. They would say something rude. Hey, that's your opinion. But this is what I want people to understand. I fret not of evildoers. I worry not of evil doing because I am connected. I know I live in a world where everyone does not believe what I believe. I know I live in a world where people do not believe that God is as faithful as he is. I know I live in a world where people live in circumstances where they don't see life as I see it. I know I live in a world where people can't talk about the experiences as I have experienced them. I know I live in a world where it's hard for people to trust. I know I live in a world where people like to scam. I know I live in a world where people like to be crooks. I know I live in a world where people like to have God's grace when it's beneficial only to them. I know I live in a world where people like to play God themselves. I know I live in a world to where people think that their story matters, that their stones matter, but mine and yours don't. But I'm still going to be the one to say, I'm still going to make a difference. I'm still going to make a difference. I'm still going to try to build relationships. I'm still going to try to encourage. I don't care how drama may sell in YouTube land. But you're going to come over here and you're going to hear me talk about how we still going to encourage you. You still can listen. I ain't doing it. I ain't like you. I don't want to be like you. Being messy ain't me. Being messy didn't get me nowhere. Being messy ain't never got nobody that I know of anywhere. Everybody I know that was being messy and malicious recanted. And life put them on their knees eventually. Everybody that I know has endured hardship, had to go through hardship so long to where life put them on their knees. Now, if that's something people want to do, that's on them. But dare not come calling my none of that. I ain't knocked on your door. Don't come on. Don't do it. You can listen. It's fine that you content creators, listen to me. I'm cool. You guys can say whatever you want, but you can't be so personal. What you gotta jobs and address, y'all. It ain't gotta be. It ain't. Do you? But to listen, call my phone, and it says their name plain as day with the state and the city. Of course, I'm gonna send it. Why? Why? Go on there, and then the person that same name is in the chat, and it's just redundant, you guys. Me? Never. And I don't get it. What's the point in doing that? What's the motive in it? To where in the end it's so much behind it that then when the ball fall, when things happen, then it's a loss that could have been eliminated. When everybody on here for the same reason, to increase some kind of way. Fat people, plus size people calling other plus size people fat. Black women calling other black people black. Ugly calling. This is my thing, and it's sad because my thing is this: people that have their own imperfections and flaws. How can you look at another person and point out theirs when you have some of your own? I would never, because I ain't perfect. What I look like coming over here and pointing out some of somebody else's, and I could have the very same issue myself. To God be the glory. What? Just like that. I'm a plus size girl. Listen to me. I'm plus size and I wear it well. I know I do. I don't care if ain't nobody got to tell me about it. Hot is good. Everything good. And that's just because of how I was raised and how I keep myself. I would never walk up to another woman that me struggling and telling her everything that she ain't. I'm going to tell her everything she is so that can inspire her to work on the things that she is lacking in. Life already killing her. What I look like walking up to her trying to kill her soul? Just because I don't move like you, don't make me out to be an. I don't. Listen, that ain't my tactic. That ain't what I want to do. Ain't no need of throwing a rock and hiding your hand. That ain't my forte, y'all. Never been. Never been. Everybody that drink wine and liquor ain't a drunk. Everybody that have a sex ain't a whore. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It be simple arithmetic of how we can label things because of we think it may hurt when it doesn't. When it really doesn't. It turns it around and you wonder like what in okay, I get it. Okay. So listen. If I'm gonna stand for something, I'm gonna stand for it. You know, it is what it is. I just ain't gonna have no dealings with it. I ain't gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do it. But don't tell me what I should do because you think I'm entitled to tell that person because of who I am to them. No, that ain't how that work. That ain't how that work. There is a decent and in order, and I'm gonna do things decent and in order, and that's how I'm gonna always do them. Sorry, I can't been reading for a little bit. Shauna V, what's up? Hey, Auntie, let your light shine. You speaking the truth, Beans, Mom. Shauna V, so sad. Make it make sense. Yes, Tracy Davis, 100. Thank you. But Bean's mom, the same people will wonder why they can't get further in life. And it ain't, this is my thing. I don't wonder why. Because everybody ain't gonna win at the same time. I believe that your season is your season. I believe that it is what it is. I believe that Kia can get it when Kia get it, because that's what God has for Kia. What God got for Kia is for Kia. What God got for Helen is for Helen. What God got for Bean's mom is for Bean's mom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna applaud and I'm gonna clap and I'm gonna congratulate. So when it's my turn, the atmosphere can give me the same energy. That's all that is. When you consider the source, you can only laugh at the feeble attempts to destroy. Sabrina thoughts. I don't know, because and it's like it's on cycling. And my thing is this: when I got the phone call, I was shocked because the phone call was just plain as day. I was like, "Ma, is this what I think it is?" And everything is traceable. And initially you just be like, then even on like all my other social media sites, you get the little weird things, and they looking for you. But I'm just like, y'all, I don't truly, really, me. I ain't calling nobody phone. I ain't going to nobody inbox. I ain't doing any of that. So I was really like bothered, because to me that's that's deceitful, because you have not one. And then listen now, be the one to say, well, yo, such and such did, and I ain't even that person. And that's what I have always said, y'all. And y'all can witness this. My mom is my mother. I am her daughter. This is Conversation with Dimples. Conversation with Dimples. Yet, there are, it's just making better decisions. Every video from day one, I've talked about relationships. I talked about how we women should encourage. I'm gonna tell you, the most crucial people right now in the economy are women. Sisterhood is at its all-time low. We cannot be supportive of each other for nothing. I even go back, yeah, I do a lot of networking. And I am always that person, because we women keep our guard up so much, because we have been deceived so badly by other women. It ain't always the men that is hurting us. It be the women that we feel so betrayed by, because we have brought them into our circle. We have brought them in, and we have shared our vulnerable experiences with them, and they have betrayed us. And yet that makes us bitter people. And we take that same energy, and we take that, it's like a sword. We're dagged in every woman that we encounter, thinking that we are all the same. And I get it. If you got your wall up, I get it. But you cannot go around life digging your sword in everybody you experience that you think is a certain way, because of something else that you think they connected, because of this, because of this, because of this. I am not on here to convince you otherwise. That ain't why I'm here. I don't care that you don't believe. I don't care that you don't want to support. I am fine if you don't want to recommend. But why call my phone? Why do you want to think calling my phone is a good idea? Why do you think that it's okay to get into people personal private lives, and there will not be consequences or boundaries or any accountability that's going to be held on your side? It makes no sense. I wouldn't dare You are who you are. You are entitled to your opinion. What makes it, why is it so important to listen? You guys may listen. I'm going to say this. Father God, I come to you right now, lifting my hands up because, Lord, I am asking that you touch each and every one that is on my live right now, that you touch their heart and their minds, Lord, that you allow them to see something in me that is purely of you. Lord, remove me and only see you, because I will never want to represent you in any demise way. Everything that I do, Lord, I want to represent you in a pure and a righteous manner. I have never been in a state to where I have malicious intent for anyone. I have always said, you know how you stay blessed? You treat them better than they treated you. Period. Even though the words of my grandson hurt to the core, I have enough self-discipline that I know that God is still in charge. Even though the words about my daughter hurt to the soul, I have enough self-discipline that I know God got that too. They are not here physically to hear these words. I am here. I hear it. The messages get back to me, and I am filtering them from that. Lord, I thank you for making me the one. Sometimes we think that things that we go through is because we created it. Sometimes there's a purpose in everything. God, I ask this in your son's name, Jesus. It ain't got to be about them, but make it about me. Find something in me. Find something in me. And I'm telling you, you can like it, you can share it. This is about me, a better me, a better me. It ain't about not one other content creator. This is a better Kim Dimples. You may come, you may throw, you may do it all, but I believe in the reports of God. I lean not to my own understanding. In all my ways, I acknowledge him, and he will direct my path solely. Just because I don't react the way you think I should, doesn't mean you have the right to tell me what I'm doing is wrong. I am standing still because I know that God gonna work only this situation out and the other one too. Just because I ain't saying what you want me to say, don't mean that God ain't already got his mouth on it. I'm standing still because that's what my report, that's my obedience. That's what he told me to do. I don't do what y'all tell me to do. I'm not gonna react the way you should. I'm gonna do what God has told me to do. Period. Period. I ain't out here to follow nobody. This is how I want my page to be. Anybody can come here and listen to my lives. Whether you was on the other side, in the squad, in a tent, in a tractor trailer, in a rooftop, homeless shelter, whole house, crack house, your mama house, it don't matter. He can meet you wherever you at. You are worthy. That's what I'm about. Since we gonna go there, Doc's that. He meet you where you at. Anybody can come to conversations with Dimples and feel welcome. Take that back. If you on a limb, run that one back. If you in the bushes, feed that back. Don't tell it as no lie. Share it so they can hear it. Everybody's welcome. He said he'll make your enemy your footstool. He didn't say how. He didn't say how. All he told me was this was my table. He already prepared it. All I got to do is eat. He never told me that I wouldn't suffer. God never told us that we was going to go through life without suffering. That may be mentally, it may be healthy, it may be our health wise, it may be financially, however it is. He said, seek ye me first, the kingdom, and everything else will come, everything will come accordingly. Let me get back to reading, y'all. Sorry. And I do that because people get it twisted over here. I don't call you. I ain't. Why call my phone? Especially when you comment with the maliciousness. That ain't what we do over here. Lord, I thank you. But anyway, let me finish. Sabrina, pray. Tracy Davis, amen. And I am in agreement with you. Auntie, I don't understand it. I'm over it. It's like, okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. Let's get on. Let's move on. Today we'll talk about, I was talking, I had other things to talk about. Like I wanted to talk about my girl, Dawn, her championship. She was out there just praising God. And in the middle of that, she spoke on her opponent and was giving her praise and blessings. That was a big up to see a Black coach in a March Madness and a victory like that. And she gave big ups to her opponent. That's a power move. That's a power move, you guys. Hey, Abby Law, I ain't seen you in a while. Wow. I'm glad you're here. You're going to have to catch the replay, boo. I've been on here about 37 minutes, and I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to watch the replay. But Sabrina thoughts. Amen. Auntie, God always goes before us. Absolutely. Word of the wise, Auntie. No more drama. They won't see you come out of character. Absolutely. No, ma'am. No more drama. Listen to me. I am a living witness of how I have came out of character in the past. Listen to me. And I'm going to tell y'all. 44 years old. I have been that person with I could cut you with my tongue. You hear me? I could cut you with my tongue. Apples don't fall far from the tree. And just all I'm going to tell you, God did this for me. God did this for me. Because at a situation, that's when I surrendered. And God said, I'm going to use your mouth for something else useful. I'm going to use your mouth for something else more profitable. Period. And YouTube was my first platform. I don't, and I look at this. I never wanted to get behind the pulpit because I think that's a sacred place. And I know that my life ain't a place where I want to be aimed at sacred. You get what I'm saying? But I always want to be a person to encourage another person. I'm always that person because people always saying, Kim, you hold it together so well. You do, because even like I was telling with my epilepsy and people having, so like I was telling people in the past, I had epilepsy opposite. So epilepsy is hereditary. It runs. So my aunt had it, my cousins had it, my grandmother. So the way it was, they all got it as children and grew out of it in adolescence. And then teens, they stopped having them. I got it the opposite way. I started having them around 15. And so it was harder for me because it was like, oh my God, I'm dating, I'm going to prom. And it was something that I had to deal with at that time in my life. I was angry about that. I'm like, Lord, why are you making me go through this at the most critical, the most loving, as so I thought, of my life? And to God be the glory. He worked all that out. When I tell you it's worked out, that's why I said I fret not of evildoers. Because when people think they know more about you than you do, they'll try to take your past or your flaws and try to use it against you. But when you have self-discipline, God says, You wipe that off your shoulder because you can't tell me nothing about me that I already know about me. You feel what I'm saying? You can't talk to me about something that I already know. That's my breakthrough. He already delivered me from that. I'm good. And that's what comes with maturity and experience. So he said that you have, that knowledge that you have, I want you to use it for something useful. And he put me in a place where, okay, YouTube. And that's why I said, if you go back to I have always said I wanted to be the one to make a difference. You see us, you always see us, and I say us, Black women, in a negative aspect. You know, I look at people like Tabitha Brown and I'm just gonna name out a few, like people that I love, like so much, like Neil Long, and people that you don't get to, Sanaa Lathan, that represent, they don't get a lot of recognition, but they are on the scene. Alicia Keys, she was very popular back in the day, but when she went into the background, she wasn't so popular, but yet she was still so fundamental in the music. She was writing music, not necessarily singing it. So, but she was just as profitable and just as important, essential in the game. So that's how come, that's what I feel like my purpose here is, to increase, not solely for me, but so for him. That's why I say, yeah, people have their different motives and they'll poke and poke and poke to see how you get. And I ain't worried about that at all. We have to love our enemies. Absolutely. 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 Let me tell you something. If you read the Bible and it says, and it is what it is, he didn't say, listen, and he didn't say you had to deal with them. Just tolerate them. When he tells you that you can be in the world, but not of the world, you can love them, but you ain't got to deal with them from a distance. That's some long handle spoons. That's why I say when people coming back feeding you, you ain't got to utter a word. Just because you know something, you ain't got to tell it. Just because people talk, you ain't got to always mention it. Some people don't even know what it is to have ammo. Put it up. Tell everything you know. That's what people like, though. And see, some people like the attention. Some people like to be on the front line. Me, I ain't got to always be. I'm just as powerful in the back. The Bible said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. It don't matter. Either way, my number already counted. See, when you know that you know, and you know that you ain't got to think about knowing, because you already got what it is that you're going to get. Because it's already been delivered. All you got to do is fulfill it. See, now it's harvest time. I done planted the seed. Now it's harvest time for me. I got to fulfill it. He done already gave it to me. I got to fulfill what he done already put in me. Now, it's my accountability. He watching that. And see, everybody don't understand that part. It ain't worth it to me, because God will hold me accountable for that later. It ain't worth it to me. Not for a minute, a glam, not for a hand, that ain't what it is for me. Absolutely. God is love, and he's always been about peace. You just brought me my confirmation. God has been sending me scriptures. Hold your peace. Let the Lord fight your battles. Absolutely. He says, for this battle is not yours. It's always been his. We good for giving God something and then going back and taking it from him. You give it to him, leave it there. Miss Fields, leave it there. Trust that he gonna get it. He may not do it when you want him to. Trust him. Stand still. Listen to me. It's a many a times, and I have to say this over and over again, you feel like you got to say something, do something. Just stand still. You may listen. How they say, you'll lose a few wars, but the battle is won. God got it. We can't see tomorrow. He already knows it. We can't see what's coming. Don't worry about it. because you have to know when it comes to that accountability, it's like links in a chain. It stacks right on top of each other. Real talk. Let the Lord fight your battle. Sometimes you need to stop. Absolutely. Absolutely. People say to be saying, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to say this again. People need to remember who Lucifer was. Lucifer was God's homeboy. And I'm speaking in layman terms, like in 2024. He was close with God. He was an angel. He kicked him out because he wanted God's power. He wanted that extra attention. He wanted what God had. I'm telling y'all now. So the devil knows the Bible frontwards and backwards. He was once an angel. So what makes you think these people walking around on earth proclaiming that they following God don't know the word? And hell raisers all the time. See, when you of God, you ain't got to show it. You ain't got to keep speaking it. It's gonna automatically be there. Everybody that's calling out the name of the Lord ain't of God. And I'm telling you, that's why I said what I said about I ain't got to be behind no pulpit. That's a sacred place. Many are called, but only a few are chosen. Everybody got a place. Everybody ain't in the pulpit. That's why I say when it comes to ministry, everybody got a purpose. Some of us supposed to be singing, praise dancing, missionary, deacon, everybody, but everybody running for the pulpit because they want their title. Got to be seen front line. Like I told you, I can be at the back because what God got for me is already mine. Beware. And that's all I'm saying. Making better decisions will get you different results. Keep getting that lick back. Keep trying to get that lick back. Gonna only set you back. It is what it is. When God gives you peace, you won't be moved. When it's the God in you, you love as God does. The people do not know what they're against. Absolutely. Sabrina, absolutely. I always said it. It ain't nothing. It's just it ain't, it's on you, in you, everywhere. People gonna recognize it. People gonna see it. It is what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all something. God is of peace. Because he can convict your heart and he'll break you. You ever seen somebody dead in the middle of doing something and tears go to falling, or he convicting you because he you know that you know that you know that you know that you know that's God convicting you. Pipe down. That's conviction. That's God convicting us. And it's good when you can discern the spirit and say, you know what? I hear you, Lord. I'm listening. I'm listening, Lord. Obedience will get you everywhere. Everywhere. I'm just telling you. Everything in the Bible was done in unity. It was done decent and in order. It was done with peace. It was done with love. I want you guys to look at everything. Just read it for yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. It's a lot of young people on here that need uplifting. Absolutely. Listen to me, Kia. And I'm going to say this, and I say this. This is another reason why I say this. Working in healthcare, you deal with a lot of people, younger people, dealing with mental disease, mental depressions, mentality. Listen, the world has become a wicked place, and we need to take it serious. Our culture has made it a place where you're not supposed to see a therapist. We're such a prideful people. We think that if you speak to a therapist, something wrong with you. If you go to a psychiatrist, something wrong with you, it's okay to say, life is hard on me right now. I need to talk to somebody. People have everybody can't deal. And that's why I'm always that person to encourage a person. Inspire. You don't know what folks going through. Y'all do not know what people are going through. And to come on here and constantly pick and prone and back and my God. I'm not. I ain't. I'm not. I'm headed in a new direction. I don't want to go the same old way. Period. For real. Oh, Auntie, Pastor just told me that yesterday. Kim, your gift is making room for you. He was saying how my friends were gonna become few, how there were not gonna be I what uh, as many people weren't gonna be around me. I was gonna find myself more isolated because he said people so used to clinging around you, Kim. He said your gift is making room for you. God is dealing with you. He just said that to me yesterday. And here you are saying it again. Lord, I'm listening. So I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, Lord, I'm receiving it. It is your will. Let it be done. Trey, what's up, girl? How you doing? I hope it's good. Let me stop because I'm good for that. I'm hoping I said that correctly. But Trey, hello. Good evening. How are you? I need to stop assuming because I always assume that most of my subscribers are females. And I apologize if I am wrong for that. Sure, he was. He was over the. Yes. Amen. Preach. Amen. Your gift will make room for you. Thank you, Auntie. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting back. Exactly right. Chico Stick, thank you for the hearts. Pick and choose your battle. Everything is not worth losing. Absolutely. That's what it is. And y'all, so I guess my topic that I have for today, I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But it was going to be, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about, my girl that was in the March Madness. Hold on, let me tell you her name. I had so much content. I've been taking notes on here. But I just felt like that was a real big up for her because she won, and she was out there just praising God publicly. And she gave her opponent just the way she did that. It was just Dawn Staley. And I hope I'm saying her name. Dawn Staley. She went into a total praise right there, you guys. Not to change the subject. And then turn around and get Caitlin Clark, her opponent, the big up. So I said this when we were talking about the games last week, how Duke was out and UNC was out and the Wolfpacks made it because they hadn't won a championship in years. So I felt like 2024 we were seeing a lot of Giants fall. And we can see that. I don't want to keep calling names, but we can see all that's going on in the world. A lot of Giants are falling. But to see, yes, thank you, Coach Staley, to see her praising God and talking about how remarkable he is made me proud to see that. A Black female coach, and the first thing she did was praising him publicly. Tears going down her face. That God is still in charge. It was just phenomenal, y'all. And I know it don't mean nothing to a lot of people, but they have removed God out of so much stuff that is redundant. It is just sad that God has just been taken out of so much, out of the mix, out of everything. And it's just sad how people think they don't need God as they should. Hey, Prince! Hey! Thank you. Long as you're here. I'm glad you're here. But I thought it was phenomenal, y'all. I was just really proud. And to see her praising God publicly and cameras and just y'all, we just gotta know it's a time out for foolishness. Y'all, we gotta just be great as we are. And that's why I say what I said. Anybody is welcome here. Anybody. This conversations with devils. Even if you come in respectfully and we disagreeing and we can have a conversation, you grow. It's conversations. Everybody not gonna agree. You grown. But you gotta I just say have respect for everyone. Be respectful. We just gotta know there are boundaries, y'all. Absolutely. Was no shame of her. Absolutely, Auntie. You better know it. But you guys, I thank you for letting me trouble you a little bit. I had, like I said, I wanted to talk about Coach Staley tonight, but God just led me in a different way. I just feel like making better decisions, you get different results. And that's what I'm here for. Um, I try not to be contradicting. I try not to ride a gray fence. I try to be that person. I'm going to be understanding to all circumstances, but also I'm going to have respect. I'm going to do things decent and in order. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to be out of line. I'm not going to do things that are not of that I wouldn't want to do no one do to me. And that's what people got to know. You got to understand that's how I walk. That's how I move. Um and that's just what it is. Um thank you. Thank you, Shonda. Thank you so much. Um, Tomorrow, y'all meet me back. I try not to go on, as y'all know. I try to respect my predecessors because they make, they definitely put the way out here. So I don't. I want to say I'm gonna come back tomorrow at 8, but if others are on live, y'all know I'm gonna respect them because that's out of respect. They were here before me, y'all. I ain't just gonna, that's respect. That's anybody. We share the same subscribers. I will not take away. That's how you stay blessed. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people don't get. That's how we all stay blessed. When you do good by others, good will come to you. So I love you guys. I thank you guys for allowing me to be me. I thank you guys for allowing me to grow in front of you. I thank you guys for allow uh, allowing me to perfect my my purpose publicly. It's not always easy because people always have an opinion about how you move, not knowing that I have a direction and I have in that direction, I'm always going to be obedient to God's will. And I'm going to always do things decent and in order. Um, I'm not going to be out of line. I'm not going to be messy. I'm not going to do things out of character because you think I should. I'm not that person. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to speak out of turn. I'm not going to do anything. But if I know a person's story and I know what someone's going through, I'm going to hold their hand. I'm going to walk them through it. I'm not going to tell what they're going through, but I'm going to be there with them in their storm. So once they come out of their storm, if they choose to tell you what their storm was about, they can do that. But as a person that someone trusts you with, I will never, ever, ever help another person tear down another individual. Um, that's not who I am. And as I said before, um, I am one humble beast. I thank God for his favor in my life. I thank God for new mercies. Y'all, God has done things to make it better for me. God has made a way for me. I too have a story. And I thank God for my breakthrough. I thank God for my children's breakthroughs. I thank God for my family, my support system, my parents, my grandparents, my cousins, my YouTube family. I thank God for each one of you because you too have made a part, been a part of making this conversation dimples a better day by day, um, moment by moment, um, encouraging, inspiring channel. When I make my community posts, I do it because I got a message from someone, or someone may be going through something personal. I will never tell what someone has confided in with me. That's not what I am. Um, and I will always encourage them. And I will tell you that um, I thank God for everything. I thank God for it because, like I say, I will be a filter for anything that He brings to me, because I know if God brought it to me, He gonna get me through it. He never puts more on me than I can bear. He he I'm built for it. Um, I truly believe that I'm built for it. And when it is truly my time to leave, or whatever my purpose may be, God had that say so. It was written in stone. And it is well. That's why when I do what I do, I'm gonna make sure I do it well. And I thank you guys again. I love you. Peace, prosperity, um, humbleness, meekness, and understanding, y'all. So many of us lack understanding. Just taking 1 minute to look at a person and say, even when they are in frustration, even when they are angry, even when they are hard to deal with, attempt to ask God to give you the what you need to walk away, to stand still, or whatever it may be. A fire cannot burn without oxygen. It will pass in due time. Good night. Good night, Tracy. I love you guys.